All right, I want to bring in Anthony Salvanto. He is the director of all things polls and surveys. Anthony, you're right there in Washington with our friend, the touch screen right there. What can you tell us?
How are you, Lana? Well, I can't tell you a whole lot about all the votes that have come in because, frankly, not a lot have come in. But what has come in shows that big commanding lead that we've been describing for Bernie Sanders. Let me specifically tell you what we know. On initial choice, and that is as people were going into the caucuses plus what was cast in the early vote, Bernie Sanders had a very big lead based on what we saw. And then I'm going to switch this touchscreen over for a second, and I'm going to look at what we've picked up so far, which is final choice, and that is what our precinct reporters have gathered from what the caucuses said and showed from people's expressing their final choice. Now, we haven't converted that yet into delegates. That's that third and tricky part. In fact, a lot of them told us reportedly that they saw a lot of confusion in those counts, and that may be one reason that things are slow going. But back to the top, that too showed Bernie Sanders with that commanding lead, likely on his way to a win, but we'll have to see what happens when they convert it to delegates, Lana.
Well, we saw that's so interesting that he came in strong, and then with the recalibration, that second ballot, he came out even stronger. So I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about what's happening behind the scenes in the state party. Why I've been checking their website. It seems like they're pretty slow to tabulate these official results. What more can you tell us about what's really happening back there?
So the reports that we've gotten, and I should tell folks, what we do is the network send reporters to a large sample of precincts throughout the state. And at those precincts, the reporters are not only doing the entrance polls, asking people what was on your mind and who were you going to vote for, but they also then get the votes that they see happening there at the caucus. And one of the things that some of them have reported back to us is that they're seeing some confusion and that they're seeing it going very slowly, especially they report as folks at the caucuses are trying to take those early votes, of which we reportedly saw there were 70,000, and merge them in, combine them with what was happening in the in-person vote at the caucuses today. So if that sounds tricky, it's because it is. And so that seems to be part of the holdup. Then when we look at the information that we've gathered, it does seem in some places like there wouldn't be what we saw. It's not what we expected to see if you follow the progression through first and second and then final choice. And so you wonder if there was, in fact, confusion, at least at some of these. Maybe that's why they're going slowly, and maybe that's why they're going to stay and wait and make sure that they get it all right, Lena.
Really want to get it all right. Anthony Salvanto, thank you.